So often there is a need to repeat a sort of experiment, right? So for instance, we could be taking a sample of a certain size from a given distribution. For instance, it could be a variable like age in our diabetes data set. And let's say if we're taking a sample of size 10, but then we may not be sure as to whether that's the actual representation of a given distribution, right? So typically a need arises to repeat the sampling experiment. And a good way to do that is through the Monte Carlo simulation method. So we need to define what the Monte Carlo simulation needs to do, and that definition comes through a custom function. So I've written a try function here, which basically takes a sample from the observed variable, and I need to pass the sample size as a parameter. In this case, I've taken sample size as 10. And then the parameter for replace is true. That means when I'm taking multiple samples, the observations which were part of the previous sample might again be found in the future samples. It depends on the choice. Sometimes we may not need that. Sometimes we need unique samples. Sometimes we need samples with replacement. So that's why the parameter is specified here. So my custom function, which basically will calculate the mean and standard deviation. Now it could be anything. Just for the sake of example, I've calculated these two variables, or rather these two metrics, and then returns this as a part of a response list. And this function itself is now simulated for a given number of times, and that sequence is specified here. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically trying to see or trying to visualize how my sample mean would vary, if I repeat an experiment X number of times. In this specific case, I'm defining an interval of 1 to 5,000, and I'm giving a spacing of 500. So it will be repeated, as per that spacing, and I could see the result by just doing a histogram. So let's quickly run this. And you can see how the distribution approaches a normal distribution, or approximates a bell curve as I go through the number of simulations, right? So that's the magic of it.